So, setting it in motion. Sort of after, this is somewhat the summarization of it. Note the important impactful things that you identified during the presentation. Not just this one. This is really, when we're talking about this, the theme of this professional development is not finding them, not locating them, not necessarily 100% being recognized for them. It's really about the whole picture. So increasing your takeaway is part of my theme of this as well. So now that noting what you've done, just as the other presenter mentioned to us just before we left for lunch. There's going to be some good things. This goes back to taking the notes. Take good notes, recognize what you can utilize to make a difference, and have it on your notes for yourself. Write it down, write them down. Take the lessons back and begin to implement them at meetings, etc. So take the lessons back to use for yourself. Take the lessons and knowledge back to your chapter, to your team at work, to even your family. You know, a lot of these things you can take and apply into your personal life as well. It's not all professional development. So professional development can cross the lines into personal development, personal professional development as well. So make a meetings file to reference these things. I mentioned earlier I try to help you out in figuring out how to find these. I have different files. You can make a file for this conference, ANFP, 2013 National Leadership Conference. Or you could just make an ANFP file, however you want to. If you want to do a national file, a state, local chapter file, of your notes, of the minutes of meetings, of the things that you learned. It's just a really nice way to be able to go back, and because I've done it so many times, I remember I wrote that down somewhere, and where do I find it? I go back to this big stack of papers that you end up throwing in a box somewhere. I try to be a little bit more organized than that, so that you can locate these things. Because again, that arc of learning is going to come into play, and all of a sudden, at some point, you're going to go, I remember hearing that. Where did I hear that? All right, it was at a leadership conference. I'm not sure what year, but then it's a little easier to track these lessons down. So seek and create opportunities for your professional development. As we said, I went through a whole slide of opportunities that you're already able to find that are probably out there. You just need to seek and find them. They're not going to usually land in your plate or on your calendar. You have to make sure that you engage that. The other thing that you can do is create them.